Yamo bibia kwaba enfambra yem platform we eso. Elikem Kotoko one of the NDC member. Onim communications. Eba se yen defend your party. He's an expert. Now only Janet Nabla, NPP foot soldier in his own political party. A PNP. Yes, I did say PNP, right? I stand to be corrected. People's National Party. Now, Mami ono no da no debi obehia anase debi obekasa TV radio subiano. Opese o downgrade NDC because ono dwin say o NPP ni but what in party nti no obeye adwuma e de NPP. Enkomodidie a ekoso e social media the AC between the office of the special prosecutor any lawyer Martin Kpebu a okwa arrested no ewi achi odetaining no for few hours a ewi achi a omano release and answer ujano abusafo san komodidie e no bie kan de obi si OSP na nya de obi si lawyer Martin Kpebu kura no onso nsimmra no chesensem no de akoye bebre obi a wo de okano what you say. But the fact that OSP no or arrested lawyer Martin Kpebu doesn't mean say lawyer Martin Kpebu is corrupt. He was just criticizing him and telling himself if he is not corrupt, why would he allow a Yekeno Furata in the first place leave Ghana and as left Ghana to America? I want me and stop on and I want me any action to stop him. Now what we na or yeah midway to red notice, midway to Interpol and all those sort of bragging. Sound same way and a OSP eton in Safre lawyer Martin Kpebu some brand be defending him. I reach lawyer Martin Kpebu or moody teni no. Genti and semi course and how Elikem a kotoko mumfanchi Elikem kotoko. Any mami Janet Nabla a clash on live TV on this matter. Any mami Jemensa the remover petition na kodi you John Germany Mahama. Only the two deputies, Yenti and Senbi, the better was we cover.
Not asking that we dissolve the OSP's office.
Thank you very much, Blessed. Good morning to my panelists and to the those seated here. I scanned through and noticed the ladies were missing. And as a women advocate, I pray that the next time we'll still continue to be having them. I want to also say a very good morning to the president who is in Doha, Qatar, for a panel discussion on empowering Africa.
Right.
I cannot wait to listen to a president who has vision for this country and to hear what he has for Ghana and Africa to tell the world. In fact, the major reason, I must be sincere with you, I agreed to be here today was because of this case of Martin Kpebu and the OSP. I am supposed to be preparing for an exam. But I felt the need to come here and rehash what I said the last time, if you recall, when I was seated here and Kwesi Boche was here.
Around, yes.
I made it very clear that the most useless institution or agency we have created is the Office of the Special Prosecutor. You may decide to look at it in whichever way, but I'll put the whole blame on the head of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Because I said this here the last time, the purpose for setting up that institution was never well intended, as many want us to believe. It was intended to hound people of the past who they thought were so corrupt. They thought, because they said all manner of things.
Are you speaking for the former president, or you are?
No, yeah, I can deduce from all of that, and by my conclusion, after my conclusion, you'll get to know. And so, when you look at all of these, and you recall the Euphoria Office of the Special, it was a strong campaign message. But this was at the back of what President Akufo-Addo said earlier, that he was going to decouple the Ministry of Justice and Attorney General in order to fight corruption, and that was the best thing we all felt was what was supposed to be done. But maybe some Messiah, economic whiz-kid, or somebody else came from somewhere, or Pluto or Mars, and suddenly convinced the team that they need to set up the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And when it was set up, from the word go, you could tell. And especially after the resignation of Martin Amidu, that should tell you that there was a certain mischievous mission that was being perpetrated, for which he opposed, to the extent that the person fighting corruption, the prosecutor, had to come and insult or further, rather make us know that our president is not only a failed leader, but a very corrupt one who could be equated to a corrupt, the mother serpent of corruption. Significantly, the lowest moment in Ghana's history where a president can be condemned to whatever level. Today, as I sit here, I believe more than 1,001% that the previous regime, President Nadu and his people, were as corrupt as the mother serpent of corruption. Now, when Martin Amidu left office, again, these same apostles were making so much noise and touting the credentials of what's the name again? Kisi Ajaben. Oh, he is this, he is that, and he da. And now, the coward that Kisi Ajaben also is.
You're calling him a coward?
Yes. You see, I don't treat matters of this nature with velvet gloves. You recall, I'll come back to another issue I mentioned the last time, which you had an issue with. Kisi Ajaben has proven to be a coward. After the NPP had left power, then he now came out to be telling us that at the moment there was nothing he could do. Well, we agree. But why couldn't you have at least mentioned it or even resigned? Maybe you were enjoying the benefits of the office, and for which reason it made it very difficult for you to resign, and so you want to still hold on, believing that when the next government comes, you will do that and now engage on vendetta. I mean, what he did with Martin Kpebu was the last straw to break the camel's back. One would have thought that he, being a lawyer, pardon me, would have been wise enough to know that what happened there was a no-no. And unless maybe the soldier or the other people there didn't even know Martin Kpebu. But the question is, must you know somebody before you perpetrate stupidity?
It's the case that you, the political class, you don't like accountability. So
no, because in the NDC, for instance, it has been maintained that there was no need for that office. I suggested over here the last time, and I want to reiterate further that, look, the office of the special prosecutor could even be created as a special unit or department under the Ministry of Justice and Attorney General, and it will function. Now we are spending millions on somebody who is moving about with military men and trying to intimidate everybody. And the reason why many even fear to talk about him now is that a lot of people feel they maybe have some cobwebs in their wardrobe, so they don't want to go after Kisi Ajaben. So they are careful what to say. But that is why I'm repeating here that Kisi Ajaben is a coward, and what he is doing is tarnishing the image of the office. He is further letting us know he is also a chief of the very old bloc that appointed him. And so when I hear people even want to condemn him, it is because these are the people they handed over to us. This is the last relic of the previous administration, because they were present this man so well. This is what they gave to Ghana. The same way many Ghanaians believe that they were not happy.
You've heard the refrain that when you fight corruption, corruption will fight back. It's not as though it's a binary, it's not, that is not a zero-sum game that, well, if it's not doing anything, then it's a case that
is very true.
Nothing
so
will
what stopped
if you go to court, the other side will also fight back, isn't it?
What stopped him from updating us? The numerous press conferences he kept holding, just like the minority is also, they are in a competition of press conferences. And he could not, in those times, tell us anything about the factors that are militating against the smooth running of his office. Until when the NPP left power, until when we all know the mother serpent had left power, before he felt that he could not be bitten anymore by the snake, and therefore he can now speak. Fine. He should then still tell us that based on A, B, C, D at the time, there was no way. We all knew that. Didn't we know that Ken Ofori-Atta was powerful than the vice president? You just dare not say it. Didn't we see evidence of Ken Ofori-Atta sitting, preparing for budget reading, and Baumia was rather standing with a hand at his back, going through documents with him? What does
I haven't seen that.
Well, I can show that to you. I have it on. I
haven't seen that.
You get my point. So a lot of this is we are pretending to be hypocrites in most of this is, and it worries me in particular. I have always said this. I am a member of the NDC. It does not make me to be blind to what is the truth or to be objective. Because when this country gets better, it doesn't have colorations for whoever it gets better for. It gets better for all of us and our children. And it is because of instances of this nature where people have some uncertainty feeling, so they feel they must steal and stash money somewhere to protect their generations yet unborn. But if you have a system that is running very well, you will know that all you need to give your children is good education. They can stand on or fly on that wing and go wherever. So the office of the special prosecutor, I believe the problem is not with the office itself. It is the personality. However, my strongest view has been that should have been created as a department under the Ministry of Justice and the Attorney General. Yeah. Then they can perform those functions very well and specialize in these political or whatever criminalities. Yeah. But to have it on its own and dissipating the public purse like the way
it's as though you all have issues with giving.
We have always had
money,
issues.
paying people well.
We have said it long ago. And the fact is because we know money has very valuable uses, alternate uses. And considering that we are a developing country where there are a lot of bedeviling challenges, schools are still some schools are still under trees. We're talking about nurses, we're talking about teachers, we're talking about even employees or civil servants and various conditions. That money could have. And then don't forget that we agree as a people that the past 8 years has not been so good for us. We now want to make sure we move from where we are to another place. Okay. Have we gotten to where we are yet? No. Are we at the same place? No. But are we on the right path? Yes.
Okay.
And therefore, we must be able to, as a people, come together in fighting this canker that we have on our hands.
Okay. Let me hear from Janet on this. I'll come to you, Council.
Very well. I'm dumbfounded that both NPP and NDC, they are now saying that Kisi Ajabi should go. To some extent, I think that he deserves what is coming out for him.
Oh, really?
Because immediately the NDC came into power, you are a special prosecutor. You are an independent special prosecutor. You are not working for NPP and NDC. You are working for this country. Then, the way you were, you changed your posture, started running after the opposition, doing things as if you're a member of the NDC. You should have seen. I don't know where he got his power from. Immediately NDC came. He was trying to impress them. But Kisi Ajabi, you cannot impress politicians. Both NPP and NDC, they are friends. So you see them on television stations shouting. When they go to that place and they sit down, they will think about you. And if you have ever said anything to NDC, it goes straight back to NPP. Then they realize that you are not somebody they should trust. And for that matter, the two of them will come together to kick you out. And you deserve it because you did not practice that neutrality when the NDC came.
Are you saying that Kisi Ajabi was wrong in saying, well, I want Ken Ofori-Atta back into the country?
I'm not even talking about Ken Ofori-Atta. Yeah. I think that he did. Look, he was talking about Nana Addo. Yeah. Look, I have been, anytime I talk about Nana Addo, all what I see in him is nothing but praises. Because this is a man who went and picked an IGP who turned out to be nemesis in his own party. And he never sacked him. He left him. That is what we call democracy. And that IGP helped in bringing him down. But it didn't matter. Kisi Ajabi, during the time of the NPP, were on his neck. I mean the president. He could have fired him. He refused. Do you know why? Because of democracy. No matter how people will say things about President Nana Akufo-Addo, to me, I have never seen anybody like his type. Someone can follow your party, pursue you, try to bring you down, and you still allow the person to hold his job until the person he helped came and removed him.
Are you saying President Akufo-Addo should have fired Kisi Ajabi longer?
No, I'm saying that if it were to be NDC, they would have fired him. Look at when President Mahama came, IGP, he did away with him because he knew that this guy cannot be trusted. If I could stay in the opposition and the way you are closer to me, you would do same thing to me. That is why I'm saying that with Nana Akufo-Addo, I think that man is a mighty man of value. So no matter what we will say, on those aspects, I always respect him. Back to Kisi Ajabi, I think that now, we shouldn't scrap the office. I'm happy that both NPP and NDC are against him. This is the time for him to go. That knowledge prosecutor that they gave in court, he should bring all of them back into his investigation table. Let him deal with both NPP and NDC. Kisi Ajabi, if you are listening to me, the NDC, they are not your friends. We are supporting you. It's better you disrespect this in President Mahama. And then they start...
you can't use...
Wait, when I say disrespect, refuse to collaborate with him when there is...
you should reframe that.
Refuse to collaborate with President Mahama. I'm coming. Refuse to collaborate with President Mahama.
Take the word disrespect.
Okay.
Because we can't ask people...
So, You can. I think you should never collaborate with Mahama when it comes to corruption issues. Not only President Mahama and even the NDC. Do not collaborate with them when it comes to you fighting corruption issues. Stay independent, neutral, and then be very, very undermined when any of them try to influence.
But the question is, here's the thing: are you happy with the performance so far? I mean, take out the NDC from the equation.
When they are talking
this is an office that is supposed to prosecute corrupt people. Has he ever done that?
When I listen to people talk about the money, look at the amount of money. It's not about the money.
It's about what?
Even the euphoria of creating that there is a decent who will come after you is enough.
Really?
When you look at
so you want us to be giving money to someone whose job is to prosecute and.
It's not a matter of, it's not only the prosecution. They said it's also to deter corruption. Do you understand? So the prosecution and recovering of assets is one thing, and then even denying or preventing corruption is another. But to me, if Kisi Ajabin remains neutral, corruption will be, because everyone will be saying.
Are you saying you're happy with the work of Kisi Ajabin? Is that what you're telling us now?
I'm not saying. I am not saying that I'm happy with him. But what I am saying is that because the way he was going around arresting people, detaining, I'm even shocked that he didn't give Martin Kpebu the 3 days. Because I was asking myself if you could arrest Paul Adumochiri and kept him there for 3 days. Why is it that Martin Kpebu, they kept pressure on you and you remove him? It means you are not independent. You are so scared of the forces.
You wanted Kpebu to
to stay there for 3 days so that we know that. No. I don't think. No. He wasn't fair. I never saw neutrality.
Are you being fair to Martin Kpebu now? I mean,
I'm fair. Martin Kpebu was
Martin Kpebu to sleep in there.
Just like the way Paul also slept for 3 days. Martin should be there for 3 days, and they would have known that this special prosecutor is not respecter of persons. But look at when they get pressure on them, they quickly release him in the night. It pained me to the core. It pained me to the core. So I'm so sorry, but I just wanted neutrality to even you could have done that for maybe 4 days, so that people will know that Martin, even because of the pressure that was coming, he added an additional 1 day
Janet,
to let them know.
You have issues with Kpebu?
No. Martin Kpebu is I've ever contracted him even
to do something
as a lawyer. So he's a very good friend of mine. But I'm saying that.
But you wanted him to spend 4 days.
No, like at least
some 4 days. Council, is it the case that I mean, there was even one question for you. Someone asking you the question that, look, when it came to the issue of landed property, your client was very vociferous on that, asking the OSP to go ahead. Now they are applying the same rule to you, and you don't seem to be happy about the demand from the OSP now.
So it's quite intriguing when people compare oranges with apples. You see, in law school, they will teach you how to distinguish cases. And this is one of them. Paul Adumochiri's case can be distinguished from Martin Kpebu's case. Obstructing an officer of the OSP. What is the nature of the offense? What are the consequences that follow if he were to be found guilty? These should all weigh in the mind of the person granting bail. What were the allegations brought against Paul Adumochiri? They are totally different. So we cannot be saying that there should be equalization on those bases. Yes, he was being investigated.
A Christmas tree.
It borders down onto financial misappropriations. It borders down to financial misappropriations. So you see, it has financial implications with what Martin Kpebu did. If you go into our law, it's, to the best of my knowledge, going to be a misdemeanor. It's even entitled, or the person who would have found him guilty, that is by a court of competent jurisdiction, might even end up fining him.
But the Supreme Court is clear in its ruling that all offences are bailable.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So
but
now,
that doesn't apply to
in considering in considering the bail, you see, the issue of bail is clearly discretionary. So in considering the bail, you ask yourself, so what is the nature of the offense? It must weigh in your mind. What is the punishment for it? Okay? And then you now consider whether or not the person is likely to be a flight risk. Will the person run away? Because you are questioning the nature of the offense and the punishment for it, because the person might run away from justice. So you see, that is why Martin Kpebu kept reiterating that, look, if Kisi had applied the same approach in dealing with the Ken Ofori-Atta matter, would have been better off today. By now, some properties would have been the subject matter of a bail, and then he could go into execution of that bail. So, but you see it, somebody who is alleged to have committed heinous financial crimes against the state has been left to walk out. No arrest. I've read on social media, some publications that did we expect the OSP to go to the airport and handcuff people fleeing away from justice? Yes. It is people who do not even fall within the mandate that he's been given under the Act. You see it. So the issue of Paul Adumochi, and mind you, if you listen to Martin Kpebu carefully, Martin Kpebu never rejoiced over the fact that Paul Adumochi was asked to bring landed property. The question was that Mr. Ochre did not have a landed property. And that was when Martin said, no, it is unbelievable to think that at least a person of in the caliber of Paul Adumochi wouldn't own a landed property in Ghana. That was his remark. You can go back and listen to him carefully. He was only concerned that this cannot be true, that a man in the stature of Paul Adumochi will come on air or is being published to own no landed property.
Because you're expecting that he has.
Exactly. So his expectation was that a person like him would definitely owe a landed property. So you see, in the case of Martin, when they even requested for the landed property, even though we asked that Martin is not the kind of person who will run away from this, at least you could grant him self-recognizance bill, which is provided under the law. They declined. And so we made our landed property available. And as of now, Martin is on bail based on the fact that he submitted his landed property. So we should. So
you don't have any questions with the provision and how, of course, this whole bail situation is being weaponized, quote and unquote.
Yes, it's clear that it's very clear. I don't think a fair-minded person will see that bail has not been weaponized in this country. There are so many circumstances under which we can clearly see that it appears that bail has been weaponized. And if you listen to the rhetoric of Martin, he's always been against it. There is someone who has actually gone to court to fight to have us, enjoy some bail benefits in this country. Nobody can take that away from him. So for he himself to now come before an administrative body to ask for bail and they're asking for landed property, it was quite a knockoff.
Janet, are you satisfied now that the cases are not the same? Yeah.
Let me quickly touch on the issue of the relevance or irrelevance of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. You agree with me that some time back, this matter was well debated by Ghanaians. And it appears that at a point in time, we all gave up. If not, I don't want to use the word consensus. Everybody gave up that, okay, well, let's have it and let's see how it operates. So now that the OSP came into existence, Ghanaians are beginning to evaluate its relevance. And you can see that it is tied to the man seated at the center or managing the affairs of the OSP.
So not the office for you. Elikem is saying let's move it as a unit under the Ministry of Justice.
Yes, so that debate is ripe in at Parliament. So I would think that, yes, let parliamentarians debate seriously on it.
But some
opinions will be canvassed, and then some reforms will be taken. I believe, of course, if we get to the conclusion that we are not getting value for money by the establishment of the OSP, and that some other agency could have been doing the same job, of course, it should go.
So
you had wanted to, yes.
I don't even agree with that at all, because the Attorney General office is now like an office for a political party. So for you to pick a special prosecutor office to be under it, it's like, I don't even know what to say. So we should, it's a no. I know that the majority in Parliament, instead of them to be thinking about the betterment of Ghanaians, they think about the betterment of their party. But that is not why we voted them, to go and be under the umbrella of one political party. We voted them to just go out of the box and think for the ordinary Ghanaians and not the 5 million or 6 million NDC members that voted for them. I was talking about this. I wanted to talk about the bail conditions being weaponized. I've gone to meet the Yoko boss, someone that you claim stole something like 5 million, and you are following the person and you ask the person to bring a bail condition of 10 million. So I asked the person, if I have 10 million, will I steal 5 million? And you are asking me to bring a bail condition of 10 million. He told me, what if the person...
It's not a bounty on the kind of criminal acts you are suspected of committing?
You heard him saying that discretion. How can your discretion tell you that somebody who stole 5 million, you should ask a bail condition of 10 million? If the person had 10 million, will he steal the 5 million? So what it means is that people are using this bail condition to
Janet, but you never know. You're not in the person's account. So
it's not a matter of the person. The person stayed in the. I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you are asking the person for.
I'm talking about this man.
The probability is that you maybe have stolen 10 more million.
Look at the number of days Akpalu stayed in office, asking people to help. This one will come, is not up. This one will. It is unfair. I think it's unfair. Look, politicians in Ghana, they don't have money. No politician has money because they don't pass through the right source to get the money. The devil also use a whole lot of evil people around politicians. So when people are in power, you will see demons around them siphoning the money. You will steal a lot of money and have nothing. If they are out of power, within 2 years, you will see that they have nothing. That's why the PMP, we said when we come, this vendetta and witchcraft, we will not do it. You have stolen 10 million, spend it. Within 2 years, you will be left with nothing. We will put our efforts. We will put our efforts in closing loopholes, rather than trying to fight people who are. You take that money and go, but it will not take any dissent. So I'm saying that the bail condition that they usually weaponize to punish opponents is something that I think is a no-go area. We've never seen this. It is the NDC government that brought it into place, and I think it is unfair. They should remove it. And I'm happy that Martin Kpebu, who is a member of their party, faced it.
But Martin Kpebu is not
a member of the party. He's a sympathizer of the party.
He's not a member of the party.
I don't know for a fact if he's a sympathizer of the party. NDC. Yeah, but you see, someone is saying you sympathize with
I don't know if.
Oh no, me, Martin.
You sympathize with President Akufo-Addo.
I don't know if.
I mean, that's an extension of the NPP, isn't it?
No. I'm being very fair because you have seen it. He removed he never removed the IGP.
Let's defending
No.
position now. Yes.
I don't know if sometimes you guys just want some satire in your program, and it will be unfortunate if that is it, because these are very serious matters. Allegations of trying to say that Martin Kpebu is NDC without validating it are an indictment on not only the person saying it, but even trying to again even impugn or otherwise on Martin Kpebu. If you didn't have, you could say that you think you suspect that he may be a member of Parliament of the NDC. But that aside, you see, the president.
How can this be satire?
The president trying to.
You think what you are saying is serious?
Get rid of the IGP or replace the IGP. It's a constitutional right. That is something enshrined in the Constitution. So as if flouted any. And so you think that if because President Akufo-Addo appointed someone and President Mahama comes and feels that I need to replace you, then it means that the fellow is doing. I mean. I'm entitled to my yes, you are. That is the same reason why I saw it more of satire than any other. Because the truth is that President Mahama is very focused on what he needs to do. And if you recall, right from when even the office of the special prosecutor was being created, the NDC spoke against it. We have always spoken against it. It got to a point in time, the mantra was that you will have your say, but we will have our way. So they had their way and they have instituted it. Now let's watch and see how. only for us to be told that the person who appointed me was a mother serpent of corruption because he was shielding his people. The very people who he appointed were even trying to summon me or calling me over to twist my arm, etc. Then the second Messiah came. Then the second Messiah who came seemed not to be so different from the other people, because before the first left, he saw what happened, he heard what also happened, and so he also became so careful. And it is just that as humans, when the new government takes over, you feel that knowing the track record of the one that has come, I feel I can be able to be a bit vociferous. But that is where Martin Kpebu Jabin had it wrong. Even if you were being suppressed, you ought to have made Ghanaians know that you were suppressed at the time. So long as you couldn't muster the courage to say it at that time, sorry, but that qualifies you to be a coward.
The president has now forwarded the petitions for his removal. Martin Kpebu says he'll be, in fact, I'll come to counsel on that. He says he'll be adding his own version.
I'm not surprised about the
was the president not too fast in forwarding that, at least with for a few?
Well, unless there are some examples.
Martin is yet to send.
You see, look, one thing you can take away from President Mahama, which I said before, is that he's become the most experienced president we are having in this country. He has been president, he's been a member of parliament, a vice president, then president for 4 years, then had to sit back for 8 years, look on to see the things that were being done, etc., and it allowed him ample time and enough experience to be able to know what to do. If I tell you what scrutiny each appointee goes through on a regular basis, sometimes directly from him, you'll be shocked. And that is why when you are told of how he's updated with things, and you can't take that away from him, even when he sits here granting an interview, you could tell this is a president who is on top of issues. And so it has nothing to do with vendetta. It has nothing to do with Kpebu Jabin trying to impress the NDC. Kpebu Jabin only felt that, okay, now I feel that there's that proper liberty for my institution to be that autonomous and function well. But where it is going has been something we have complained about so many times. If this was the first time the NDC was complaining about the Kpebu Jabin, then you could say that, oh, now you are in power and you are saying this. We have said this since many times. If you want to fight, it is not about creation of new institutions. We have institutions that already can fight. So we need to decouple these things and understand that, look, yes, in the past we all know it. There was so much vendetta. People could not speak, even in the media space, where even during Independence Day celebration, you have a president say that indirectly warning the media. You won't have that now. But that is even in our past, and we don't want to dwell on that. But the fact remains that President Mahama is focused on a certain mission of resetting this country, and he's put the whole country under construction. We expect that in a matter of 2 years, as been promised, those things should begin to show, so that we know that indeed, and we want stronger institutions. Remember, lastly, when former President Barack Obama was here, he also made it very clear, the same view that President Mahama holds. We must just put best institutions in place. And President Mahama said the same thing the last time. He wants to make sure he builds a very formidable institution so that even if you want to do the wrong, the system will not allow you to do that wrong.
Okay. Let me get into my audience. I see that a lot of them are interested in the matter. I'll come to you guys. But counsel, please prepare. Please prepare. You'd have to deal with the claims Martin is making, that he now has he's gathering fresh evidence and more evidence to file a petition to the president. The president has already forwarded a petition to the Chief Justice. So I'm wondering what else will change about that. But so much interest. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, let's hear you.
Thank you very much. So let me first of all use the opportunity to thank the Deputy CEO of the Forestry Commission for his, great submission.
Yeah.
I am really sad about Madam Janet's conclusion, where she said that for her party, she believes that those vendettas are not needed. And I personally don't even believe they are vendetta. In fact, she made it clear that, see, when somebody steals something or steals money when they come to power and they steal, we should allow them to go. That is very, very, mind-blowing. Nobody should be made to make such comments.
She's saying that the bill conditions are...
No. She said that. She said we should leave them. After 2 years, we can,
I said we will take an effort to make sure that we close the loophole.
And then you also said...
open the loophole to see that
you also said that we should leave them. But we should leave them and they will finish spending all those monies.
Yeah.
I think that this is, a serious comment, and herself and her party must not be allowed to come close to anywhere in power, because, this is not different from the Victoria Hammer. This is not even up to the Victoria Hammer case, where when you get that opportunity, you must, or you may be also be indulging in any, corruption. So for me, I think that point should be made. Also, comparing the issue of the former Ghana Airport Company Limited board chair, Paul Adomotri, to that of Martin Kpebu is just a misplaced comparison, and I don't know why anybody must. The first is involved or is alleged to have involved in corruption, and then he is investigated for corruption. The second is not involved in any corruption. Yes, he's not involved in corruption. He's just invited to assist in an allegation that he has been made, to provide an evidence. Is that not the case? And then he goes there and he says that, and they allege that, you obstructed an officer from doing his duty. That is fair. That is different. But if I obstruct an officer, is that same to say that somebody who is alleged to have involved in corruption, given 3 days detainment, I should also be given same? I'm not sure that is fair. Now back to the OSP. I think that maybe our learned senior here, maybe I would say that his client was a bit contentious, confrontational when he went to the OSP. I think that, when he went to the OSP, whoever, in fact, he first granted an interview, and he said the first time he came,
the junior officers. That's a subordinate.
For his, he said we shouldn't say junior officers. His subordinate, and he thinks that the subordinates are not in the right capacity to, investigate or interrogate him. And I think that was not right, because the OSP or the SP that you have alleged to have involved in corruption, he can't engage, investigate himself. So if he presents himself to, interrogate you, I think that
why not report Martin Kpebu to the police service or to another agency?
No. I am not saying, or that does not mean to say that the arrest was, fine or not. I am saying that when he went there, he was being confrontational, and that is the only thing I have. That is
so if I may quickly come on, in relation.
I wanted them to finish, and then I'll give you.
Very well.
Yes. So that is it. But you see, the abuse of power of the OSP. It didn't start today. In fact, the former Attorney General, OSP?
Martin Amidu.
Petitioned the president. The president submitted the petition to the then Chief Justice to whether there could be, a prima facie case to be established so that he could be removed. The Chief Justice said, there was no prima facie case, and then he should be asked to maintain his position. So let me conclude. So in conclusion, I think that especially when Parliament is calling him for him to come and answer questions, I think that is fast track.
All right. Okay, great.
I think that if there is any case to answer, this is an icing on the cake where there is an evidence of an abuse of power, and for me that should even constitute his removal rather than go.
Let's a quick one.
Let's a quick one.
Let's a quick one.
Yes, there's also a chance man.
A quick one. I am very surprised that Eli came submission, and I think I rather agree with his comments, the latter part of his comments. And this is the same NDC that criticized the appointment of Martin Amidu at the time when he was having his conference with the NDC. The now Attorney General even took him to court. Yes. Though they criticized the appointment of Martin Amidu, today they are here quoting his words that he called Nanado the mother serpent of corruption during this time. You cannot appropriate and replicate. And I think that it is clear that the actions of the OSP, it's one could sniff arrogance and abuse of power, around the actions, and I think that is what we need to address. The fact that Nanado can appoint somebody who was not in his party, Martin Amidu.
He's saying that.
I'm saying
if you look at the real reason for that, it was for him to go after the political opponent.
Elikem is wrong on that, because he cannot tend to let us understand or believe that Nanado's appointment or the creation of that office was to go after the past appointees. No. Right. Are we saying Oral is doing anything different? No, it's almost of the same thing that they're doing. But I think But I am just trying to say that the fact that Nanado could establish that office and the former appointment that he made was from an NDC government clearly shows his good intention that he had in protecting the public purse. And I believe that we should rather look at the person involved in the office, and that Mr. Kise should understand that he's not above law, and he should, take a chill pill when people come against him and his office and they are criticizing what they are doing.
Yes. Okay, gentlemen, yes.
Thank you for the opportunity.
There's someone behind you also.
Personally, I think if we are talking about the OSP or SP, we should differentiate it, because I don't think there's a need for us to scrap the office.
Okay.
If we have issues with the person, then we should advocate for the removal of the person, not the office. It looks like I feel now he has touched the eye of someone. Maybe he has touched the anointed of someone. That's why all of a sudden we are all talking about it. Yes, because from all
my anointed.
From all the things that has happened, it's not today. Those bail conditions not today, and then he arrested people, it's not today. But all of a sudden, we've come to a bipartisan approach that now let's remove him. The same person that we are saying we should remove him, he cleared the then presidential candidate, the president now. He cleared him, and then people said that comment that he has done well for clearing him. So now maybe he has touched the eye of someone. So I believe that if it's the personality, that's fine. Let's deal with him. I want him to go. If for not, he should resign, because at a point in time, people were calling for the resignation of the then finance minister. He didn't resign. Now see what's happening to him. So if at a point that people that you think you are serving them, they want you to go, just buy out and go.
Great.
And then finally, I think when the deputy forestry commission, when he came here, he said that he didn't find any woman here, so he's an advocate for women. But then for you to say someone's comment is satirical, it's I think maybe going for it shouldn't be so.
Thank you.
Okay.
Then a woman too. The pretenses. That's what they do.
Good morning to you, Mr. Bless, and then your distinguished panel, and then my colleagues over here. I'm a bit sad, not bit, like I'm very sad for my senior brother over there, Mr. Elikem. Listening to him this morning, I think that he's speaking like a foot soldier, because calling the former
There's an advocate for foot soldiers here. Foot soldiers are very critical in every political party.
I know that, but looking at the high office that he's coming from, I wasn't expecting him to, call the former president names like that.
Let's hear you. Let's hear you.
Yes, like a mother serpent of corruption. If you think that the former president has involved himself in the corruption in terms of anything, you are in government right now, right? You are in government. I think you should go and arrest him. He is talking as if they are still in opposition. You criticize the office that the former president established. In fact, he established that very office to fight against corruption. I mean, he laid a very good foundation.
The office did not.
He laid a very good foundation. And if you think...
But I'm saying that today you have your, NPP MPs also supporting the call for the...
That is no problem. There is no problem with that, because of the performance, the output that the general public is expecting from the office is not coming, right? If even myself, I support the scrapping of that very office, right? Because of the output, what we were expecting, and we are not getting it. So today, before the establishment of that very office, you criticize it. Today, you are in government. If you think that there is no profit coming from that very office, I don't think you should be sitting here criticizing the former president as if he has committed the crime that no one has committed before. You are in government. You have the supermajority in parliament. You can take it off than sitting here criticizing the former president as if he has stolen from the people of Ghana, but rather he has done something that your government for the past 11 months has not been able to do.
We have to be mindful. We have a break to take. My panel also...
When you normally start your intro, you say prime insight is battle of ideas. And I think for a government appointee, Elikem should understand that he's a government appointee. He's no more the national.
Oh, but he's still holding the party.
No, he's now. We are paying him. So when he's speaking, now he should speak with decorum. Elikam should speak with decorum, because the kind of words he throws about, if when we also decide to hold microphone to go on that tangent, he will be at the losing end, because we are now paying him. So he should speak as somebody who is receiving the taxpayers' money at the end of the month. Because battle of ideas should not end up you calling somebody that you bring people as if we want satire on the stage.
Let's move
now,
to the point.
Talking about mother serpent corruption, he stressed over it, just as other people have said here, that when he cleared the president, you were fine. The then candidate, you were clear with it. You see, the person you call mother serpent of corruption has not done what the president, John Mahama, current administration is doing. This is the administration who has filed nolli prosequa for Dr. Dufo, who is owing us about 5-point-something billion. You filed nolli prosequa to tell the person to come and pay 60% of it and keep 40%. What kind of corruption is institutionalization? Sorry, for me to say that you are now instituting this kind of regime where people can steal, and then you negotiate with them that come and pay 60% and keep. You are still here 1 year on. Your government has not done a single project, like this. Your government has not done. You are still speaking as though you are in opposition.
Project, what do you mean by project?
But what has the government, what has the president, other than rhetorics, like what he has come to sit here just to say?
But we did
1 year on. But you see, the reality will begin from next year.
Right.
When you come and sit, instead of trying to speak as if you are a respecter of Ghanaians, you come to sit and talk as if you are still in opposition. You are no more in opposition. We'll hold you to that exacting standard. When you talk, we'll hold you by the horns.
All right. Okay. You have to be brief, because I need to take a break. 30 seconds each.
Blessed, thank you very much once again. But as we speak here today, we are having a very, very intellectual discourse. That is why I am very much disappointed in my brother sitting here in the studio. Yeah. And all their point is just as though to attack the personality of the deputy CEO, who has come here to bring forth. We came here to discuss matters on intellectual basis. He has given his reasons. You want to disagree with him? I was expecting my brother that he would give reasons why former President Akufo-Addo is not the mother serpent of correction. But he failed to give us reasons. This is somebody that spent about 58 million Ghana cedis on a hole, which is the most expensive hole in the history of the world. Right. And you stand here today to tell me the person is not a mother serpent of correction.
Okay. I'll get back to all of you because so many comments. No, we have to take a break. But lawyer, you just I get that.
It was my comment first. It was my comment first.
But I wanted counsel to just
on the issue of the objection.
Yes.
So
we have to take a break.
It's very obvious that you, Mr. Sogai here, cannot be called upon to investigate
yourself. Okay.
So I make allegations touching on Joy Prime, inclusive of your boss.
I shouldn't be the one.
You can investigate your boss. How would you now call or how will you reprimand your boss at the end of the day? Who will make that final decision? So it was only fair that, look, once allegations are made against the boss himself, if they were made against his subordinates, then he could constitute persons who were above those subordinates to deal with the matter. Okay. But the allegations were made against the boss himself and the office.
With what he has said, I don't think I agree with him. If there are allegations against the president, we send it to Parliament. Parliament is their subordinates, yet they will make a decision on the president. Right. The judiciary, they are subordinate to the president.
No, they are not. They are not subordinates. They are not subordinates.
Is he not the one who appointed?
Are they not subordinates?
They are subordinate to the president. So
they are not subordinates.
On what the gentleman said about me. Ask him that his party, since the inception of our democracy, 1992 till now, how many people have they locked for corruption?
Some people have been locked.
No. Mention one person that
we
the NDC.
know of the Jida case, is it?
Jida case. Who locked? Is it the NDC that locked? Who did NDC lock? So you are here to just deceive Ghanaians that you are fighting corruption. I'm saying that rhetorics and those lies, when a PMP government comes, we are not going to follow that path. Because look at the National Service Secretariat issue.
We have to go.
There is a problem with National Service Secretariat that even the Auditor General advised the president that put a stop spoke to him, let us take over the account. The president refused.
Yeah, I get that.
He refused. How do you fight corruption this way? That some people have stolen, stop it. He said no. They should continue to be holding the accounts to do corruption. Who will stop it? And then all these rhetorics will go away.
Blaise, I have not taken a different position from what I said, that some things are reduced to satire. Right. You can choose to also express your opinion on them. I am not moved by those things at all when I am convinced within me about what I am talking about. And that is me. The fact is that we cannot be talking of serious matters of this nature. I mean, you just listen to what again was submitted. I mean, these are serious matters being discussed, and it's being reduced to fun, and it's looking funny, and people will...
So when you talk about funny, which one is funny?
Respectfully, I have not even mentioned anybody.
No, I'm just looking at you coming here to fight like a foot soldier. You think that
when we get back, so much issues to look at, including the petition against the EC chairperson. Please stay with us. This is Prime Insight. I'll get back to my audience shortly, and you also can join us by sending us your comments. We'll be back. Been having you missed a good part of it, but yeah, so it's for the good of all of us anyway. Yeah, we're back to Prime Insight. Council, you wanted to clarify a few more things before we go, you know. Yes. So now let's deal with, and probably you should tie it to what Martin Kpebu says he will do. He says he's now mounting more evidence and will present that to the president again. The president has already forwarded a petition. What's going to change now? I mean, because the president has received a petition against the special prosecutor. He's forwarding that to the Chief Justice. So what else is your client going to do?
Yes, so definitely you don't expect that all Ghanaians will petition at the same time. It can even happen that after these petitions are dealt with, there will be more coming at the back of all those petitions. Even after Martin Kpebu submits his petition, I don't think that might be the last one. Because you see, what is obvious is that Ghanaians it appears that almost it's unanimous. It's a unanimous kind of thing that they have a problem with the individual who is the SP. You see, and in considering the fact that this SP was appointed by Nanado, and his appointment is tied to his association with some officials of that government, it's about time that we reconsider even the procedure.
So you have a problem with that appointor?
Yes.
And the fact that was a former president?
It's not that I have a problem with the appointor. The procedure that ought to be followed. Okay? We could come out with another way of ensuring that the independence of the prosecutor or the special prosecutor is truly met. For instance, we could have a committee selecting applicants who are interested in the position. Then,
so that is public, everybody.
Exactly, it's public, it's made public. So if you know you are ready now, bring your application. So you see, people who are committed to fight would be the ones that will be seen going forward with their applications. And then there's a selection criteria, after which even Parliament could also still take a look at the individuals who have crossed that threshold, and then eventually make a recommendation to the president by nominating. And then the president now appoints. You see, if we have such a system, it will, solve all these crises that we are all yelling about. Because it now appears that the persons involved in the appointment of the prosecutor are in essence a factor.
Okay. So it's the case that you're saying that, look, Martin Kpebu will still go ahead and present the petition.
Yes. I have said it previously that looking at things, I believe strongly that by Monday, by Monday, the petition would have been submitted.
Janet,
provided that we are not, we don't meet further obstructions on our way. In fact, this petition would have been presented even before Thursday, but because we were involved in this back and forth with the SP, it made it very
possibly by Monday. Janet, will you sign? Will you sign? Endorse the
do we have any neutral committees in Ghana, like neutral people? We don't have anyone who is neutral in this country. No matter who the person is, the person belongs to one particular political party or the other. Who is going to form that committee? You are talking about Parliament. NDC is now Parliament. So wherever you go, it's political.
Janet, when you make blanket statements,
it's not blanket statement. It's the truth. You know, one thing is that I know that Ghanaians at times we try to like sugarcoat words. I'm not part of those things. Those people, I am a different crop politician altogether who speaks the truth. Parliament is an NDC parliament. They are the majority over there, and whatever their decision stands. So you pick people to parliament that, it's an independent. Where is the independence? Who is even going to form the committee? Is it the president? If he's forming it, don't you think he will use a political lens to do it? Or who is going to form that committee? So let's not go there. Talking about petitions against Martin Kpebu, I am not. I don't think it is right. I hope the Electoral Commission issue. We are not yet dealing.
We are going in there shortly.
So I don't think removing this man is the best. I'm happy that.
So you won't endorse Martin Kpebu's?
No. I will not endorse all petitions that have been sent. I'm not. No. Our decisions are different. I think that the man should stay because now that he's fighting against both NPP and NDC, I like it. That's what I wanted him to do.
Okay, all right. Elikam, I mean, the president has already commissioned an act. I mean, why wait and then, of course, have Martin Kpebu?
Well, I don't know about that. Yeah. I don't know the processes. I'm not a lawyer and would not prefer to be one. But the truth is that, I mean, many people will still have a lot of concern about whatever is happening. Somebody may even be prosecuted after and sentenced. After that, there will be someone who will also think that it's just like, sorry, I'm bringing this in. I think yesterday I saw a video that went viral of a woman at the court where Agrada was.
Yes, it was another
child
case altogether.
You get it. But all the same, I strongly believe and I hold that office should be scrapped and a department created under the Attorney General and Minister of Justice to deal with matters of this nature. You see, it has to always do with our own selves, character and morality. Why is it that in the Asian countries, when an appointee does something wrong, immediately he goes to hang himself or shoot himself or does something or resign in the other Western world? But in Africa, the situation is different. So we must be able to be looking forward to building stronger institutions that can be able to fight corruption. It's not about the multiplicity of these institutions. And I have always maintained that as a young person, I don't know if I'm still young, 43, is that
you're growing young.
Yes, there's the need for us to hold people to the fire and to make sure that the right thing is done right and the wrong thing is chastised for being wrong. And it doesn't matter. We may have different and varying opinions. It does not mean that, look, Dennis Winston once said that in politics, for instance, your enemy, your opponent is on the other side and your enemy is within you. So when even you have divergent views and disagreement and all of that, everybody has an opinion. But it does not mean that makes me see you as an enemy. The fact remains that we all want to see how we can steer this ship to a good cause so that we can all be afloat and understand that, look, Ghana is on the right path. We'll all get to benefit. I mean, when you ask, for the purposes of the record, if you ask, for instance, you should mention a single thing that the current government has done. That is further what I call myopic. It's a myopic question to ask. If for nothing at all, today you are enjoying a stabilized currency. Today you are enjoying the fuel, which is lower than you ever. So there are a lot of examples I can give. The inflation has dropped down to single digit. So we can go. They have single project. Well, and what do you think constitutes this? It is the big push is a project that is in motion. A project. So I'm helping you. A big push is a project. Unless you expect that a project is started today and it's ended today, that is further engraving the myopia. Because if you expect that you have, so probably, I'm sure, yes. So for instance, I'm sure that you are expecting, he is expecting that.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yes.
For instance, For instance, I'm sure he's expecting us to call.
I'll come to you guys. Let's listen to it.
For instance, I don't want to believe that he's expecting us to call the National Cathedral, the whole day that we spent $97 million on a project. It is not a project at all. So if you think that 11 months is where you need to finish a program or a project and you want to mention one project, well, one of them is the National Cathedral. Then I understand the thinking some people have into thinking about what a project is. So when you talk of a project, it's something that you are doing and expecting to see it to an end. And there are policies being put in place. Policies are equally programs. You have even heard people always say, mention one single social intervention.
Yes,
every program government is doing is a social intervention. The construction of roads is a sin. So you wonder which school some of these people attended. And when you say this, then again they say that you talk like a
anyway, they'll come at you. They'll come at you for saying that, Elikem.
And yet you allowed him. No, and yet you allowed him to say here.
Now you see the trouble you have caused.
He called people. He called people.
No problem. We have no question.
Listen, no. See.
We have never questioned Nanado's.
Please, I have one. When the dollar was 16. No, when the dollar was 16 cedis, Belako water was 27 Ghana cedis in 2020. What is the dollar?
Anyway,
I can give you a lot of prices of rice, sugar, flour, etc. that have also
because of time. Because of time. Yeah. Okay. Here's what we'll do. Because of time, I want us to deal quickly with the petition against the EC chairperson and the two deputies, so we can call it a day. You want to start for us? Maybe yes.
So let me.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone with the take first take, yes. There.
So you see, the petition with the removal of the Electoral Commission. I think Madam Janet wanted to delve into it more, but
a bit. She was tempted to go there.
But I know she is not in support of that. I know. She started with the brown commentary, and I can read her mind. What I can say is that irrespective of how Catholic you are, I am a Catholic, and Thomas Aquinas Catholic. Irrespective of how Catholic you are, you can't be more Catholic than the Pope.
I see.
Today, elements of the New Patriotic Party are calling for the removal of the Jen Mensah led Electoral Commission.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The General Secretary. The General Secretary of the Electoral Commission. I'll give evidence. Are you sure?
You have somebody that coming back for abroad, and all those big wings of the NPP.
Please.
No.
Okay.
I am not saying. I am making a reference.
I'll give you the time.
Don't worry, I'll help you. I'll help you with it.
You see, the Electoral Commission has done what Professor Stephen Kuku will call the cardinal sin of the Fourth Republic. The people of Sancho Kofi, Akpafu Likwe, and Lolobi. That these people went for 4 good years without a representative. And if I were the Electoral Commission and I have some level of dignity in me, I would have resigned. I wouldn't even think about collecting salary. And in fact, when on the 9th of December, after she said, it is finished, if I were the Electoral Commission, that is when, after saying everything, I penned my resignation, and that would have been all. You see, the Electoral Commission has done a lot, and Dr. Bosman Azari, today he wants to be in office. After, the 2016 general election, Dr. Bosman Azari was in support of the removal of the Electoral Commission. He said they had credibility issues. What credibility issue goes beyond conducting an election and bringing out 7 different results.
The court have held one.
It's 6 now. All right.
No, it's 1. We only dealt it.
Okay.
The easy website, you see only 1 result.
That's fine. But prior to that, how many how do you call it, results did we see on the website of the Electoral Commission? You see, prior to the 2016 election, Mami Jen Mensah worked at the Institute of Economic Affairs. This woman, in fact, she called for the Charlotte Osei-led Electoral Commission. She said at that time we were conducting voter exercise in 6,000 centers. This is 60,000. This woman said, no, look, you cannot conduct even after 2 weeks. She said extend it for another 2 weeks for people to have registration. When the Electoral Commission thought that, even after that, we will, go to the levels, district levels to do the registration.
Yes,
today, even chiefs, everybody, CSOs are calling you, we're calling you prior to the 2024 general election that decentralize this. Let everybody, do not disenfranchise anybody. Because she took the inalienable right, the right that can never be taken from anybody from the people of South. So she thought that was all. And then she went ahead. And then,
Okay, you feel that should be one of the...
That is even enough reason for her removal.
It shouldn't feel she's gone. She's already gone, in your view.
Jen Mensah?
Yeah.
I don't know if Jen Mensah is able to extend beyond,
you know, the next, I mean, you know,
the next year, you say?
No, the next year is, I mean, too far.
Oh.
I don't see Jane Mensah, I mean, getting to even up to June next year. She must go.
That's how far you wanted to stay.
For me, I am not surprised at the posture of the NEC government. You know, the removal of the EC, Madam J.
Have you heard the individual who did the petition? It was
yes, Mr. Blankson, Joseph Blankson.
From within the
exactly. So I'll come to that. I am not really surprised about their posture. Okay. Concerning the removal of the EC, because it was long said before they even won power. The Honorable Asedin Ketia made mention of the fact that when they were come to power, they were going to remove him. Her and the deputy. So it's not surprising. You see, I understand that we have a country to govern. Yeah. We have a nation to build. Persons or institutions of this sensitive nature, like the security, the EC, and the judiciary, for me, shouldn't be reduced to, political
tenure.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel that we should empower them. If there are isolated cases where people have done things, at least we could address that issue. But when
in the case of Jane Mensah,
so listening to the man who petitioned the president, I mean, it's clear case of revenge, because according to him, he was interdicted, some years, I think 2 years back, and he's not been at post, and he was waiting to be recalled. He's not been recalled, so you know what? So you could clearly tell that it is just a case of revenge. But for me, I think that looking at what they did, the NDC, what they said before they came into power, the security officials at the military capos, like, we're taking off. We have our judiciary to done same to them. The IGP same. This one was long coming, but I feel that we have a nation to build. We have a nation to govern, and I only believe that, like the legal terms they use, what was the name? We give the EC, the chance for them. Other pattern, yes.
Fair hearing.
Exactly. We need to hear their side of it, and let's see what it goes. But for me, that is what they pre-planned, and that's what they have been.
All right. All right, Blessed. The plots and then the scheming to get Jane Mensah out didn't start today. It started way back 2018. The pause. 29th December. Elikem, please. 29th December 2018.
But why are you all coming?
I think this is my.
Today is one against.
I now want to pledge that I'll always be here.
Okay, yes.
I only wanted to
listen to you. Yeah,
okay, I'm listening.
Okay,
that's fine.
Elikem, your party started scheming against Jane Mensah way back in 2018. The pause. NDC will sack EC chair Jane Mensah if Mama wins 2020 elections. Yamin. Then cancel your client. Martin Kpebu, 11th May.
I'll give you only
2024. Jane Mensah politically tainted, likely to be removed if government changes.
Likely to be removed.
Likely to be.
Oh,
but we all know.
And he gave a reason.
You see, as for the NDC, listen, as for the NDC, they are not only calling for the removal of the EC chair. Asedin Ketia, that is 26th June 2025, said he has advocated the removal of Jane Mensah, and then he is also called, this is Ghana Web, all top officials of the Electoral Commission must be sacked.
Okay.
That's the national chairman. Yes, so for the national chairman, he even feels like everybody within the setup of the Electoral Commission be sacked. But you see, Blessed, much as I've said this, it will still be unconscionable for me to sit here and defend Jane Mensah now. I'm saying this based on this. This was a release, the Electoral Commission itself released on the 17th January 2025. And if you look at the second paragraph, where the High Court had given them express order to go and conduct W. Kumanov, it says, however, the exercise was not completed because 3 out of the 281 polling station results were outstanding. From 3, we had to go in for 19. So even based on incompetence alone, I will support this.
So the gentleman is right that some NPP members.
No, not NPP. No, use me as Kama here in my capacity. No, because I'm not.
NPP.
I don't have the powers to speak on behalf of the party.
I see.
You get it. So that's why I was calling.
But you still remain a member of the NPP.
Oh, I am. But I'm speaking in my individual capacity here, so that it shouldn't be misconstrued that I'm speaking on behalf of the party.
I see. Yeah. Go ahead. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, please be snappy so I can.
Thank you very much, Blessed. So I just
we're running out of time. So
I just want to clarify something that the NDC doesn't have any agenda to get rid of Jane Mensah as any agenda of sort of.
Yeah.
But I just want to clarify that as we speak, the petitions that have been received are about 7, and these petitions.
Oh, you know that for a fact?
Yeah, I know that for a fact.
Okay.
One of them is from PTAAM. Accountability transformation.
Wow.
What it's from them. One is from them. We also have CSOs coming in. We have ordinary citizens also bringing their petitions.
You're joining that too. I'm suspecting you have your signature in there.
Not yet.
Not yet. It will come. Okay.
So that is mainly because the electoral commissioner of Jane Mensah deliberately handed over her autonomous power to do the bidding of the obnoxious and atrocious government under Akufo-Addo and Bawumia. And I say this because the removal of Sandro Kofi Akpafo and Lolobi was a deliberate attempt to break down the power in Hohwe constituency, and that it was by virtue of that. It was by virtue of that. That's how come Peter Amewu even came to power. And I say this because I voted in Hohwe constituency.
Oh, that's your area.
I voted in Hohwe constituency.
Okay.
So watching my friends who come from Lolobi not being able to vote is something that hurts me, and they will not be able to relate to it because they don't know how it feels.
But now your candidate has won the seat back. So what's the
we cannot forgive her for such a crime. It is for those bases. That's why she has lost her integrity. She's clearly incompetent, and she must be held accountable for her misconduct and her misbehavior. Okay. That's the reason why we are calling for her.
Watching you this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. I think one of the things that Akufo-Addo did well, but then one of the things that I think he opened the floodgates was the removal of the then EC. Because now it has been a cascading effect. Like now, anytime someone comes, someone should go. And that's why when President Mahama was coming, I thought he was going to at least put a stop to it. But then he has also touched the CJ. So now
it will continue.
So now the reset, I thought at least for maybe he won't go for any presidential election again unless maybe the agenda that people are hearing is true.
Which one?
He won't. Okay. Okay. So if you are not running for president, at least you will be at a better position not to do the things that the ordinary politician will do. Yeah. But then he has also one way or the other
touch someone.
So now,
yeah, I get it. Okay, Let me give you the final thought.
Ask for bleaching or something.
Yes. So Mr. Bless, thank you very much. I think that the views that have been expressed by my colleagues have been one that to an extent are coming from very political viewpoints, but from an independent viewpoint.
You are the neutral. Janet says there's no neutral person in so I'm wondering how you're going to be independent now. But anyway, let's hear. Yeah.
What I would want to say is that this particular matter of SAR, what were the facts of the matter? The facts of the matter, as we are told, at least from the Electoral Commission's viewpoint, is that at the time when the district of SAR was created, it was too close to an election period that the constituency could not have been legally recognized, and a parliamentary candidate subsequently recognized for an election into parliament. That is the explanation that the Electoral Commission has given. None of the viewpoints that have been expressed has had a ground to question that, which is to say that they really do agree with the Electoral Commission. So I think that the contention they are having was simply because they didn't have a chance to have one more seat in Parliament. So I wouldn't have qualms with them to that extent. What I am looking forward to is that this particular removal process is not going to be fraught with all the legal tussle that fraught the removal of the Chief Justice in the removal process that
you know that for a fact.
That is what I am hoping for, that we don't have all of the back and forth coming up. I'm hoping that we will have valuable national time to discuss real issues and not to be doubling up in some of those discussions because they don't really help the discussions. Thank you.
Council, I'll start off with you because your client was quoted saying that look, it's a natural order. It will happen. G-Mensa will go. I mean, is he being misquoted or something?
Well, I didn't hear him directly, but for the quotation that has been brought to my mind. But looking at it, from what he even read, what did my client say? He says she's been politically tainted. He advanced a reason for which he feels that was a likelihood of something happening. He was not so clear that, she will be removed when there's a change of government.
Just likely?
No, likely to be removed based on his assertion. And you agree with me that everybody has an opinion on matters in this country. It is our opinion that helps in the development of our country. But then, touching on the petition itself, you would agree with me that as we sit, none of us can actually go into the substance to determine whether there is a meritorious, accusation that should lead to her removal or not. So the mere fact that a petition has been brought, the president has no option than to forward it.
Because I was asking Elikem earlier, so
he has no option than to forward it.
Legally speaking,
that is correct.
In the law.
That is correct.
Okay, so the president can't look at it because there was an earlier petition.
Yes.
The president looked at the face value and said, "Look, you don't have any grounding." That was the former president.
That was the former president, and he stated the reasons that this petition was already in circulation.
But you're saying President Mahama have a choice?
So he forwarded it to the CJ to take a look at it, and the procedure is clear. So the CJ will also take it, look at it. If he's of the view that it's a prima facie case, sets up a committee that deals with it. So the process is robust. The process is robust. We can't sit down here and just think that everybody along the way is going to dance in accordance with the pleasures of a particular political party.
I get that.
Let us have the petition.
But I get the point. Yeah, guys.
Let us have the petition go through the mill, and if it turns out that there's no merit in it, it will be thrown out.
All right. Janet?
I have a very big problem looking at the way President Mahama is dealing with women in this country. This is a man who went around campaigning that when he comes into power, he's going to make sure that 30% representation is given to women. And then he will give 30% ministerial positions to the cabinet. He said it. In fact, I remember they invited me for a program and then they laid out the NDC, their manifesto and the things they were going to do. And I looked at both NPP and NDC. So the women, we said that the NDC one favors us more. I remember.
Oh, you agreed at
Yes, at Sun Lodge Hotel. So we looked and said that this one favors us more. We never knew that we were being taken for granted. We never. So President Mahama came into place and then appointed cabinet ministers, and then we realized that when you look at cabinet ministerial position, we had 10%, ministerial position, we had 16%, deputy, we had 14%, and then it became a problem for all of us. Then he who has not, constitutionally, he was mandated to pick 30%. He flouted the constitutional rule and now went ahead.
You're talking about regional balance, is it?
No, it's not regional. But this is in the act that enacted the affirmative action.
You're referring to
Yes. It's in Article 17.4 of Ghana's
legally,
Constitution.
you mean, not constitution.
Yes. So it is in Article 17 of this, and the Parliament should. So Parliament did it. It's a constitutional means the president violated. So immediately after violating this rule, he now went ahead to remove women who have been given positions by previous people that he could not give. He started with the Chief Justice, removed the Chief Justice, and now his eyes are on the Electoral Commissioner. Do you know what is paining me? What pains me is the way President Mahama usually do his thing. They gave it to me, I did not have any decision. Oh, no. President Mahama has been the architect of the removal of women, not anybody. You see the Constitution, when they give it to you, you have the mandate as president to say that let it go. You have that mandate. You have the mandate to establish prima facie.
So
you can decide. And when even the committee is done with its findings and they bring it to you, you have the mandate to say that, okay, this is a committee. But as a president, let it go. He has, listen, I'm coming. Allow me to.
Okay, guys, let's allow you.
Please allow me. You have no idea.
I get you.
The pain the women of Ghana are passing through in the hands of President Mahama. So please, it's okay. What at times pains me, people try to drag the vice president into it, and I told them, you cannot drag the vice president into all these difficulties. Look at the even the conferences the vice president usually is giving when it has to do with women. We have a gender minister, for God's sake. The vice president being a woman doesn't mean that he should be going for women conferences.
Janet, let's talk about...
What I'm saying is that I'm just driving at the reason why J-Mensa issue, the president has fixated his mind to remove J-Mensa. And even in the North, it is a problem that you, a man, will be fighting with women. I'm telling you, there is something in the northern region that is not counted. Janet, that you will be a president, you came into place.
You just heard from a lawyer. Explain what the process.
No. The process, whatever processes he said. I'm telling you about the constitutional. It's not about your constitutional provision. I'm saying that with the and I'm saying that even the president, when he received it, he has to have his own personality to say that letter. Don't read for me. Don't read. I don't want reading for. Do you follow the constitution? No. Wait. No. I'm coming. Where were you in this country when the constitution in Article 17(4) of Ghana's constitution says that the president, they should enact affirmative action bill to give 30% representation to women? And your president, the NDC president, and the president refused. And you are a lawyer and you could not read that. Don't read it for me.
Janet,
go and be reading it for the president.
Where were you in this country? Where were you in this country when Charlotte Osei was being removed from office?
Go into you go and look for Convoke. That time I was a member of the Coalition of National Women Organizers of Ghana. We rose up against the government for doing that. Go. I was the president. The NDC were there. The NPP were there. That time I was in PNC. PNC was there. We had the CPP. PPP was there. We rose up with the women and we challenged President Nana Akufo-Addo that this was bad. So if it were bad then, and we are here talking again, it's not because of political parties. It has to do with women issues.
All right.
What I'm saying is that the president has been unfair to women, and ever since he came, his agenda has been to persecute us. And the persecution is enough.
Okay, let me give the last stick to...
I didn't know that Madam Janet was once in the PNC.
She's also a former general secretary, actually. Yeah.
I don't know where she'll be going next. So let me say that. I mean, you can say all manner of things against President Mahama. Fortunately, the greatest, the vast, the majority of Ghanaians out there and those watching us already know who he is and what he stands for.
Ghanaians.
You see, I recall, I think maybe 5 or 6 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 4 years maybe, I also petitioned the president, myself and Prince Derek Ejay, to remove J-Mensa. And you recall on a lot of
this was during President Akufo-Addo.
Yes, President Akufo-Addo.
Who said you are supporting women?
President. So you see, let us not have a shallow understanding of what supporting women means. Being a women advocate does not mean that I will endorse something that is below standard.
What has he done?
At the time, what was the crime of J-Mensa in your view?
At the time, let me just give you one thing. Do you recall prior to that elections, she made us know that the biometric verification was going to have facial verification, and we paid heavily for that. During the election, was there any such thing? That is a financial loss she has caused to this country. And you think that merely because she's a woman and I'm a woman advocate, I should say that I must support J-Mensa.
You pay for facial biometric.
You are not aware?
No. You are the one saying.
But you should be aware.
I've been in IPAC meetings. And
it doesn't matter.
No, you have to verify what
she announced it and was given a budget.
Everything that the new features, the reason for which we had a new register. I recall that.
The features.
Yeah, the features. She spoke about
Did you ask him to explain what this guy is saying? And what did he say? I mean, I've known this, I've been in IPAC. I've never seen you at IPAC.
It doesn't have to be.
And this thing has never come up.
You see, just hold on. No, Elika, just make a point. Just land for me, and then we wrap up. Yes.
You see, well,
yeah. So Jean Mensa will go, in your view.
I don't care, but I believe that she must go. And thankfully, as early as 9th of July, the General Secretary of the NPP also holds the same view.
Oh, really?
Yes. The General Secretary
Are you the same?
on the 9th of July also holds the same view that Janet Nabla and her people are so incompetent. And guess what? This was at the time of the Ablekumanov rerun. This was at the time when he, as General Secretary, even publicly said they were no longer going to partake in the exercise. Then their parliamentary candidate came out and said, pardon my French, but
okay, let's not use that. Anyway,
get rid of this. I am going to do that. And they all followed.
Sir, program we're on. The other part, I audience. Audience in the Bible na your man microphone. Otimi kasa si say onim bibia. Bible said na ikura de mo buy and say bibiri kan asem no ye. Because ebano removal of obi from the officer NPP for no de buy. What MPP for enomo jenka ye fa edina fufa enka achichide efa obambofo kane ewo kwaye mu because achichide obambofo nam nanim na ohwehwe ne nchen na achichide da ho no kudie na ohwe no but the sense say anya afa ne afantia enka achichide mum ena odi kan fa obambofo kane senka ye just remove keka Rebian touch no your time keka enka MPP for na dibayo because Madam Charlotte Osei was doing very well. She conducted a very beautiful, meaningful, transparent, fair, and legitimate elections in this country. I am whom from Sobia, Yanti say about the Senate to ekunu da. Banina Munu, Akufado felt threatened when he became the president of this country. And you know, Phyllis, the term now be penny for next 4 years. Onya if that woman is in her office. And you know, Bayana, Onidia, and Kofobin Shasia, and Odiomo, eco petition on one casa presidency, a demu your penny dada, and Oman Kofobin be petition. And one that was the road, the end of road for Mammy Charlotte to say. And on Mammy or Muchin it was Yakunda. Now, not to talk of Jemensa do elections are obitimi twitu sebi. Now I talk or the any part so straight bullet, straight one, washano so face to face, one man pow. A kunipam watch. A real try and tell one she. It me do election. Now results are already declare president, the whole president. Now you results because at the easy ni page and omu change no. I say chameleon no. Ade chi ana fufura beto. Ade chi ana fufura beto. Ade sa ana fufura sa yidi na danya. Ena maame Jemensa anhu results are yedi declare. Any Ghana for young results yedi declare who for the president in the last 2 elections that is 2020 election as an American. What in a make sure that say enti senka ye ka incompetency enka hwan ene wo senka sabi ye penalty ko emane ko enka Jemensa ene ni team ni bossman asar edru baabi na wasake NDC for Afri IPAC interparty advisory committee no na wa pam MPP NDC for say hey se mo ba na se mo be sresida o se wa kan asem na se dun kati akosre ose wodi nkomo na se dun kati eden esre enti no de wodwa sa de NDC for nsi IPAC meeting na se bio they should find their own way to go to that IPAC meeting no, without coming to her own IPAC. And it took MDC 9 to 10 good months no munyanko IPAC meeting. And those of you who don't know IPAC meeting, send me can inter-party advisory committee no. Eya kuwa and I say idea is no one kasa all the legit political parties in this country, including NPP and NDC. And more making na omunko for besi omana no more meeting no more dream how the next election will go and how they are preparing for their what primaries and those stuff. But NDC for no more opposition from 2020 to 2024. Jemensa no munya problem because no Felice or mobile won't be say legit questions be alarming to a person already election 2024. And NDC for whom sad and no musha says so move be say hon sense. A we actually no not a mamino. She felt threatened. She felt embarrassed into the who say NDC for M1 into also finding ways and means no palm edify at IPAC meeting. And for that matter, no, she sacked NDC from the IPAC meeting for about 10 good months from 2023 to what? Somewhere August or something, somewhere July 2024. And NDC for some returning call IPAC. Either September or so. It's time to be corrected. And to say, can't say any pay as a man. You can't say any power incompetent. That's a upo money. You would you say sit somewhere and defend such woman? Any deputies. I just a Mammy Janet Nabla, our no one pay face or NPP, but for shedder and or any PMP or whatever. No, they be no Natalia good come no bet TV so that will defend the MPP. They be no hiding was sell so that will defend the MPP because when you pay face MPP, I do more and no can be no more got no position. And they are still repeating it even this time around. They are what doing it at its highest peak. But I'll say on the because we defend the MPP. And see Elekem Kotoko, Wayenina. What tries a wakili jandam no correctly, perfecto correcto. And the same midi can catch them on and this for multiple communications. A year members in Bukrum, then MPP Punja Trono Mwasha say di Edefa, a lawyer might Kpebu OSP, who says them no. Because they are trying to what? Propagandize this thing. Mina me bro for no me require their propagandize what I say. It is sana than akwakoya busanfo. Sanity teacher waju comment section. Mami Janet Nabla. Make any sense in any of her submissions. Maybe who interview another program or will make sense that always beating around the bush. For making a legit comment and for raising some solid questions, solid explanations. Janet Nabla will beat around and will not make any a sensible comment because of no what the party it will make me continue at any time in point and at any point in time no one making useless analysis no one because she felt saying we are in the democratical dispensation. Anyway, so I do comment section. I know remains your number one. Your platform negative na coupon count na on show. Bye bye.